Hi, welcome to Enlightened World Network. I'm Dr. Ruth Anderson. I'm here with my beautiful soul sister, Teri Angel. We are here today for a guided meditation. It's actually, I don't even know if guided is the right term, Teri, because we just sit and watch and see whatever they're guiding us to see. So perhaps it is guided for us. Today is Wednesday. We always do meditation excavation. And that means we invite you to meditate along with us. And Teri and I go into meditation and we just share everything that we're seeing. There's always something fascinating, and we're glad you're here to join us in this. Teri, thank you for being here.
Oh, so happy to be here. Thank you.
All right, my dear, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. All right, so just make yourself comfortable. Get settled in your chair, close your eyes. Take a couple deep cleansing breaths and really slow your thinking and your breathing down. If you've got some persistent thoughts that are nagging at you, just build a bubble around them and just send them off. They'll come back when you need them. You won't forget. Deep breath away, just hit your head. And as you do that, in all directions. And release it. Let's take one more deep breath into that third eye, just reaching out, stretching it out, being open and aware of anything that's going to be coming into us. And release it. And Teri, I just really saw the Christ consciousness coming in with that second breath. So we'll see where that goes. And let's take a deep breath into our throat chakra, our communication space. I think this is going to be about sharing what we're seeing, sharing what we know. So take a deep cleansing breath in. And release it. And now let's take a deep breath into our root chakra. We're going to be sending roots down to the center of Mother Gaia. Just grounding us for this meditation. Feel the roots going deeper and deeper, digging into the soil. Really feel those roots reaching deep down and far and wide. Teri, I'm feeling Divine Mother here as well. Would you please ask in the archangels?
Yes, and before I do that, when we put our roots deep down in, I saw connecting energy going from everyone, connecting in with each other. So just envision that as well as we call in these beautiful angels to be present with us. They already are, but we're just going to acknowledge them. We're going to invoke the energy of Archangel Raphael. Raphael comes in with healing energy, whatever that looks like, whether it's healing of the emotions, of physical body, mental or emotional bodies. And then we ask Archangel Michael to place a protective shield around each one of us, holding us close, letting us know and being reassured that this is a safe place, that you're very safe and comforted here, that only that which is of love and light is available here. And then we call on Archangel Gabriel to give us some clarity, to show us without a doubt what is right in front of us, to have that confidence in who we are and what we are as spirit beings. And then we call Archangel Uriel to complete that grounding that was started with our roots digging into earth, to help us feel the balance that comes up from earth, and to center ourselves to prepare for the messages, prepare for the experience. And up above, let's ask Archangel Metatron to really bring in that powerful vortex energy, connecting us with the crystalline grid. And then below us, see Archangel Sandalphon bringing up the earth grid so that we're totally covered with vortex energy. And we can see a channel going from deep in Mother Earth all the way up to divinity, to Source, our Creator, to the Christ consciousness, Divine Mother, and all the angels and ascended masters that are waiting and helping guide this meditation. Just breathe all that in, see the clear channel, and that's where the energy is going to flow.
So, Teri, the crystalline grid that's surrounding the planet and heading up to the divinity, as if the divinity was up, um, it looks almost spider webbish. And I'm seeing different light workers on different parts outside. It's outside of the planet, but adhered onto the crystalline grid. So it looks like the planet is surrounded with light workers.
And angels, they're everywhere.
Yeah.
And you're right. On earth, we have the contrast. So we refer to things as up and down, out and in, because that's how our physical eyes see things. But in the reality of spirituality, there is no direction, there is no time, there just is. So just enjoy that feeling of just being and allowing the energy to flow all around and through us.
So, Teri, I'm seeing that we're all being beckoned to come closer to where the divine is in the ethereal realm. And I've seen this before. I've seen this place before. So what I'm seeing, it's almost like an outside amphitheater, but of course it's huge and there's no walls because it holds all of humanity, those that are in body and those that have passed. So it's just monstrously big. But it's like an outdoor venue for listening to speakers. I've been here before. I've watched the ascended masters. I've heard Christ speaking here. It feels like another outside event.
Yeah, it's absolutely huge as I'm looking at it. And I just heard Parthenon, I think it is. where they had the outside amphitheaters back in the day, and people would gather on the steps, and everyone could hear and see what was going on. And that's the feeling that I'm getting right now, is that whoever wants to experience it, they can be a part of, and not just left in a place where they can't hear and can't see.
Mm-hmm.
It's inclusive.
And it's funny because it's not even jumbotrons. You can see the speaker up close. You don't need the big screen, because wherever you are, you've got a front row seat if that's what you want.
Mm-hmm.
But this place is packed with ascended masters. You can just see them walking around. It's kind of fascinating. And they all have their different personas, so you can see them and feel into them and know who they are. I'm hearing a voice, very loud, male. It's whoever's speaking right now. Teri, can you hear who that is?
Not sure who that is, but I'm hearing a beckoning call. It's like, bring me your broken, bring me the ones who could really benefit from a healing touch. It's like there's a healing going on. And it reminds me of, it hasn't been all that long ago, but there used to be like tent revivals, and people would come that were in need, people who were in wheelchairs or couldn't move very well or had some kind of disease. And this is the feeling that I'm getting. It's like this voice is calling people to bring in those who need to be there, who could benefit from the master's touch. So it's definitely got a healing flavor today.
I keep hearing the name Martin Luther King. I'm not saying that's who's doing the healing, but they're just reminding me that he's here.
Mm-hmm.
And also that folks in our generation can become ascended masters. So I always get curious about these things. I always want to know, gosh, has everybody seen the same person talking? Or if I walk around in this place, can I see that there are other ascended masters speaking from different spaces? Can we go to hear whoever we want to hear?
Yeah, I'm seeing that it's like they're all there, but whoever you tune into is who you're going to hear.
Mm-hmm.
Although each of their messages are for everybody.
Right.
And I'm reminded that whoever is supposed to be here to hear will hear, and you'll hear your message from whatever master is delivering it.
But that's interesting. So I went to this one female, I don't know who it is. And I sort of stood there ready to listen to her. And she, with her arms, motioned for me to be paying attention to someone else. So I don't know if that's just for me. I don't know if she's not an ascended master. It was just curious to see.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe she's like an usher. She's gone, nope, Nope. Pay attention to him.
Right. And before you saw that, I saw Kuan Yin.
Mm.
And she's on this huge stage and she looks so beautiful and regal. And as she's standing there, I see the love rays coming from her heart. But she doesn't even have to speak. She's just sending out that energy and it's flowing out over anyone who is visualizing her, anybody who's in the crowd. Maybe you don't even know that it's your heart that needs to be opened, but that's what she's doing right now, is opening hearts so that we can open our ears.
I just heard the word heal-a-thon. Like, that's so funny. It's like we can just go from kiosk to kiosk or venue to venue and experience the different healers that are there. Oh, okay. So I just got with the Martin Luther King healers of thought. Huh. Someone who helps to shape shift the way that we think and perceive things. Healers of thought. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting and it's also powerful because we know that thoughts become things. Whatever we're focused on, whatever that thought takes us into, we follow the breadcrumbs, as I like to say. One thought leads to another thought and to another thought. So if we start out with a healed energy of positivity, of compassion, love, then that's going to lead to another thought in that same direction.
Yeah. Yeah. Well said, Teri.
It's almost like this, not really a building, it's like an amphitheater. It's almost like it's on a swivel. And as I'm watching, it's like, okay, now Kuan Yin has gone on to another part, and there's an opening for somebody else to come in. And I'm not quite sure who this is yet. The male energy, I'm just allowing it to open up.
So, Teri, almost like the speakers are swiveling, like the people watching stay there, but the speakers are swiveling. So everybody gets to see all the speakers.
Yeah,
Interesting. Okay.
like a lazy Susan.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can just move it to whatever you choose. And really, it's whatever chooses you. I'm hearing music. I don't know if you hear that. It's kind of like a harp that's playing in the background, very soft, very angelic.
Well, and I'm seeing that it's folks in body and folks out of body gathering together. And I'm hearing the great homecoming. And I'm just seeing folks in the crowd that are so excited to be reconnected with some of their loved ones that have passed over. We see this all the time in our meditations, this combination of folks in body and out of body coming together. Teri, any idea who your male is? Who's on
First,
stage?
I'm not sure who it is. I hear the words peace I give to you. That was the sentence that kept coming through very clearly. So it feels like a peacemaker. And maybe we did flip to the Martin Luther King, bringing the message of peace and unity. It feels very like it's a very uniting type of energy to help us all see and recognize that we are one. I feel oneness as this person is speaking.
And okay, going with the throat chakra, having to say what I'm seeing, I keep hearing the name Karl Marx, and I just looked it up because I'm thinking he was like a philosopher and he sort of changed how people view thinking, I think. So I'm not sure. It says his political and philosophical thought had enormous influence on subsequent intellectual, economic, and political history. I don't know, but I'm hearing the name. Karl Marx. Not sure it's somebody I would have thought of. Influential, nonetheless.
Mhm. Yeah, and I feel like this is a time when we're looking at leaders, when we're looking for that Martin Luther King or Karl Marx or Kennedy or those people that promoted unifying and peace, love, and harmony. You know, I think of Master Shah, who really brings that message forth to go into the energy of bringing in more peace, uniting in a way that we can help each other be a part of the solution to more love in the world. Feels like this is the scenario where that's all coming out is in this part of it, is unifying. And I just heard that it's important not to look for a superhero. It's important for us to all recognize the hero inside of ourselves, our own power, our own divinity.
Teri, the thought I was getting right before that, and the reason I say it's right before that is because yours elevated that even further, was I was hearing influential shape shifters. And then yours moved it to that influential shapeshifter of yourself.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I got chills when you said that. Yes. Yeah, I'm reminded of Dr. Wayne Dyer, and I feel like he's here on the stage. And he tells us that if we want to see change in the world, we have to be that change, that we are the ones that when we're looking outside, perceived outside of ourselves, it's showing us ourselves, it's showing us us. And so, whatever we choose to look at, that's us. If we're looking at conflict, if we're looking at what's going wrong, the chaos, that's a chaos inside. If we're looking at peace, that's ourselves calming our energy down and being peaceful. See your reflection out in the world, and then go in and say, okay, am I adding to the peace in the world? Am I adding to the unity? Or am I still spinning in all of what's wrong? If there is a right or wrong, Where am I at? Where am I emotionally? And bring that energy down to where you want it to be. Be the change.
Yes. And there's a piece of all of us being equal, each of us having a voice, because I'm seeing that every soul here is able to go up on stage and become a speaker. The stage is not just for those that we would consider to be an ascended master. We all have a voice. We can all be influential shapeshifters if we choose to do that with our time and our energy or not. No one is greater than the other, I'm hearing. We give other people the power. We put them on pedestals. We put them on stage. But in the spirit realm, no one is greater than another.
Right? We are all one. It's sometimes a hard concept because in these human bodies, we see ourselves as separate and different. We're really not. We're just a part of the oneness that's experiencing life here in the 3D. That's when we return back to that spirit, we go back into the oneness.
This one soul just went up on stage, and as he got there, he got bigger than life. So he's like 2 or 3 times as big as normal as he's finding his voice. And I heard him say, I didn't know I could do that. The reality is we can all do that just by speaking our truth.
Mm-hmm. All about that throat chakra, Ruth.
Right.
That's what this whole meditation, I feel, has been. It's opening up to really speaking authentically who you are, standing in your divine authority, not as the observer. We've been focused on the stage, but as Ruth just showed, any one of us can take that center stage. We're all equally important.
I think there's a call to action here. I think there's a question. If you had those 15 minutes of fame, if you had the world's ear, what would you say? What would you share with others? Definitely feels like a call to action.
It is a call to action. And I love that question, Ruth. I think the first thing that came into your mind is your message. Your passion is going to come up with that question. What are you passionate about that you want to share with the world?
I just got a great visual, Teri. You know, a quilt, how every block is different?
Mhm.
If everyone in this ethereal space that we're looking at felt the energy right now of that thing that they are so passionate about and want to share that message, I saw it visually like turn into this amazing quilt of all of these passions.
Mm.
But isn't it interesting here in the 3D? If you look at the quilt that's on the planet, some things get so many more quilt blocks. We don't get to hear and see everybody's quilt square because things like politics or COVID, you know, the angst about COVID, it's taking up so many squares on the quilt. I think it's time for all the little quilt pieces to be seen.
Mhm. To be seen as equal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think what we're looking at is that question, that call to action, and leaving that fresh in your mind. I would say get a paper and pencil and write it down. What would you say to the world if you had the world's attention? You have the microphone. What is it that you want to tell the world? And I think that's where this was leading to, this whole meditation, this whole exciting scene that we saw played out in front of us. It's for each person to find what's inside of you and your throat chakra. What do you want to communicate?
I'm seeing a parade, and each of us is in the front of our own parade, holding the big banner that this parade is about. So, what does your banner say? Jerry, yours says something about peace, peace on earth. I can see that from here.
There is peace on earth. Yeah, declaring it.
So, Teri, beautiful meditation. So, lead your own parade. What is written on your banner?
I see self-worth being held up. And I see you with this banner of love. Love one another. Share that love. It's all about sharing. Sharing is caring. I see that one on a banner. To share each other's energy, share the oneness, share the desire to live in harmony. So beautiful, such a beautiful parade.
It is a beautiful parade. I've got angels holding up my poster.
Yeah. Wow. This was amazing today. This is a very special meditation that just took us to an awesome ending of a call to action.
Mhm.
So we issue that call to action to anyone who's hearing this live or on the replay, and share it. Share this out so other people can have the same experience.
And as you are leading your parade, the folks that are feeling in alignment with you are going to come join in your parade. And they exist out there. Like goosebumps on that one. They do exist out there. I'm in Teri's parade. Teri's in my parade. we're in your parade. So, yeah, don't be afraid to put your voice out there. You only have so many years to live on this planet. Put them to use. Get your voice out there. There is only one of you. It's important that we get to hear your voice. You're here for a reason. Let us know what that reason is.
Beautiful. And we'd love to hear from you. If you want to put it in the comments, what your banner says, I'd love to see that. Wouldn't you, Ruth?
Yeah. That would be really fun to have people send in their banner, what they would put on that, and we can make graphics of people's banners. That would be cool.
Great idea.
Yeah, very cool. All right, friends, thank you so much for being here with us, whether it was on replay or live. Teri Angel, you are my hero. I love you.
You are mine. I love you, and I love all of you. Have a blessed day. Stay in your heart.
And take good care, everybody.